Today we're back with an absolute classic, Need for Speed Underground. Oh yes, this was the game that introduced me to racing games, one of 3 games. Oh yes, I remember as a kid when all this customization was so cool and I could do it all day. Oh yes, look at that Eclipse. I remember this game coming out at the same time as Too Fast, Too Furious, and in the same year even. Both of them had all mega modified JDM cars like the Eclipse and the Supra. Oh yes. These intros were on point. EA knew how to make intros on point. This is a very good intro. Yeah, not so much now, but back then, they were epic. Oh yes, there comes a drawbridge. Yeah, but what the Eclipse has that the Supra lacks is NOS. There we go, we hit the NOS. Oh yes. And the Eclipse makes it over the drawbridge, the Supra doesn't. We're all right. The Eclipse is better than the Supra. And here it is. Need for Speed Underground, let's go. Here we go. Oh yes, to the wall. Lil Jon, get low. Let's see if everything works on Need for Speed Underground, especially with these Redux mods. Let's go. Oh yes. What another cool intro to Underground mode. This is how Need for Speed used to be. Oh yes. This is so cool. Here is our first race. They give us an Integra Type R. Wait a minute, the music's too loud. I'm going to have to turn that down. Quick. There we go, that's a lot better. And I made a bit of a mistake, accidentally pressing E-brake instead of NOS. And I'm batting with an Eclipse, but I'm now in the lead. The NOS on this game is B, having to get used to setting up the old style controls on an old style game like this. Yeah, there we go, that's much better. We've made the music quieter. If I'm louder and the car is louder, that's how you beat YouTube copyright. That is why we turned the music down, so this is better. Wow, they've changed some of the adverts. Yeah, I can't believe we've already used up all our NOS. Because it doesn't even recharge in this game, which is what annoyed me. But I didn't know about it back then because we weren't introduced to it until the following year's Need for Speed Underground 2. This Acura is quick. I wonder why the screen goes black when we go fast. It's maybe an even bigger problem when we have NOS, but nonetheless, we have won.
Is that your fantasy? Look, that's Eddie. Take a good look, man. He's a winner, and winners get mad respect. It ain't just about the car, it's about the attitude. So which one of these is your
Whoa,
car?
what has happened there? Literally, I cannot see anything. It's just come up with random textures right in front of my screen. Hold on, I'm going to have to fix this. There we go, that's much better. Now we can see our starter cars. And as you may have already noticed, I actually kept the original films, because the films that come with the Redux mod, just put them all in Russian, as you can see on Theo's Let's Play. So I decided now I'm going to keep the original ones because I want to stick with them in English so I can understand them. So here are our starter cars. We can choose a Golf GTI. We could choose the Honda Civic. Could even go for a Peugeot 206. Could even go for the Mazda Miata MX-5. Or we can choose the Dodge Neon. And the one I'm going to go for is of course the Honda Civic.
Ouch, that is seriously weak, dude.
An insult that I'm not happy about. But to be fair, it is a stock car, and we're going to improve it and make it a monster.
Hey, loser. Alright,
Why is that lady insulting me? I can't take it.
You want to be the best? You gotta take these boys down. If you lose, you're gone. Got it? Good. Now move it. Come here to find the latest races. The race map will show you where all the action is.
So let's begin race 1 out of 111 on Underground proper. And there's not even any subtitles on this game, so we might as well continue with the racing. So we can choose a circuit, a sprint, a drift, a drag, and a lap knockout. I would like to do, and I'm looking forward to the drag and the drift, because I'm going to do the events in order and start off with the circuit.
What's up, bro? I'm Jose. Sam told me I should keep an eye out for you. She said you plan on turning the streets upside down. Welcome to the streets, dog. Let's see if you can hang.
Okay, so we could go for easy, medium or hard. We're gonna go all out and go on hard. And here is our first race of yet another classic Need for Speed, where they give you a fast car to start off with, so you can get a taste for speed, and then they give you a stock slow one to properly start the game with. This is how Need for Speed should be like. You seem to have gotten away from that in recent games, giving you a fast car to start with, and then starting you off with an already modified car. Well, racing games in general these days. Oh, why is this texture coming up on my screen? I may have problems seeing through it. So the Need for Speed of today, all they do is that they give you a fast car to start with, and then they seem to, and in racing games in general, they seem to mix you through fast and slow cars throughout the game. That's not how I remember it being. They should go back to the old days where you start off with a slow car and build up to some fast ones, because that is a fairer game. Anyway, we are leading miles ahead of these guys, performing a lot better, and we're getting clean laps in because there's absolutely no traffic. The road is all clear, and it's just one quiet night in Olympic City. Now we've got a clean lap, and that was one very easy win, although the second place guy was a lot closer to us this time. Here we go. A comfortable win, and the guy who introduced the race, I think he's in the Golf, and he came third. We've got 625 in the bank. Now I would like to go and sprint. Race through the downtown core. First one past the airport's construction zone takes home the bank. And here we are, our first sprint race. Let's go. And it seems to be 3 different people who have the same 3 cars as the ones in the circuits race. How interesting. And off we go. And once again the Dodge Neon gets the best start. It collides a bit with the Golf. Now it's just a battle between first place between Japan and France. Oh, the French car just crashed. The Japanese one takes the lead. Oh yes. We're comfortably leading. Let's see if we can do a power slide. Yes, we can. Front wheel drive power sliding. Oh yes. Oh dear. That probably wasn't a good idea because the Dodge... Oh no, we held up the Dodge. So he hasn't got past us yet. The Civic continues to dominate the field. Even though that power slide was a bit unnecessary. We've now got the Golf and the Dodge behind us. Yeah, the Peugeot is just completely out of the equation. He crashed whilst trying to battle with me for first place. He just lost the battle. Now we're just using a lot of shortcuts. The reason why I haven't put entirely everything on in this mod is because it does bring some good modern retextures, but in the default state it keeps some of the classic authentic feel of the original Need for Speed Underground. I like this modern classic hybrid that it's currently set up to, which is why I didn't change it all, because there are some bits that to change that just make it look gaudy and like an insult to the real thing. Adverts for McDonald's, wow, people of Olympic City must love their McDonald's. Another win in the bag for the GG. Oh yes. There we go. 625 in the bank. Now let's go and customize this whip.
Hey, what'd you think? You digging it? Then you gotta win. No racing grab, no cool parts. Come here to customize your ride and build the ultimate street racer.
Okay, let's see if we can do any of the performance to make this car faster.
Buy and install upgrades here to turn your car's performance from a kitten to a lion.
No! I should have realised you can't even get performance parts for the first stage of the game. So we might as well go and rice it.
Raise your respect for customizing your ride. You want a race? You gotta look bad.
Let's start off with the body.
There's a wide selection of visual upgrades here that can turn your car into the coolest looking ride.
Front bumper, we've only got these two, but at least they keep it close to the stock one. But I'm thinking more of changing the rear bumper. This one's okay, this one's okay. Go for this one. And let's put a spoiler on. No, these wangs aren't big and meaty. This is the closest we can get, so this is the one we're going to put on. Now it's time to go drifting.
Whoa, kid, this is sick. Yet another convert to the drift scene. Let's see what kind of moves you got. They call me Dirt, and I like to get sideways.
Here we go. Our first drift race in the front wheel drive Civic, and it's a nice and easy one. So it should be easy. Yes, it's made the game HD, and it's changed some of the adverts, but it still feels like a slight remaster of the original Underground, because there's still some original looking bits of it. It hasn't changed so much that I cannot recognise the game, and it looks like a gaudy remaster. Because there are good remasters you can get, and there are some terrible looking ones as well that just take away the authenticity of the original game and are like, that's not the one I remember. At least this one isn't like that. And we're popping some mad front wheel drive drifts. Oh yes, we are the best drifter in the field. Got like 34,000, well 41,000 now, and we have clearly won it. And indeed we have. We've beaten that Dirt guy. He's got a 240SX, a proper drift car. Can't wait to have that. Get the Tear level 1 vinyls, get 625 in the bank, we unlock the first drift track. Time for the drag! Oh yes, the perfect shift.
What's up, dog? Name's Derek, but my buds call me Clutch. I think I'll call you Tow Truck, because that's what's going to be hauling that heap to the dump after this race.
Okay, you don't sound like a Clutch there, man. Yeah, this is going to be fun. The first drag race, and this is a proper drag race. How they used to be, and how they should have kept them. 4 cars in 4 lanes. This is how drag racing should be, and I've already figured out how to shift up its X. And we're getting perfect shifts through all but one of them. Look at that, we're pulling ahead of the field. Yes, this is the proper drag racing, not the pathetic way that they do in today's racing games, like having 2 cars and 3 heats. 4 cars, 1 heat is how it should be. Because it's just better. It's just better. Why didn't they keep it like that? And we take a win again. Got 625 in the bank. We've unlocked the Lancer ES. Just a Lancer ES? Do we get the Evo later? Or do we just have that pathetic standard Lancer instead of the Evo? I think that's what it is. Unlocked a new drag track. It's time for the final round. Lap knockout, baby! The pressure's on. Last man standing wins this lap knockout around Olympic Square. And this is one of my favourite songs on this game. I think it's the intro song as well. I think that's the Lancer next to us. It's just a standard Lancer, there's no Evo, which disappointed me when I first played this game. But at least we got an Evo 8 in the next Underground game, Underground 2. So it's more than made up for it, didn't it? Yeah, this is one of the more fun events because you have to push yourself and keep ahead of the pack. Because if you're lost, you get knocked out on the lap you're on. It's as simple as that. Why can't they have lap knockouts back in the newer Need for Speeds? They were so fun. There's one thing, that one race mode that's made the classic Need for Speed so great. and what has made the newer Need for Speeds not as fun and lacking in some aspects. Because they don't have lap knockouts, they have 3 heats and 2 cars of drag racing. It's just gone downhill in recent times. Need for Speed Heat has proved to be better than all of the more recent Need for Speeds, but still not enough for a full return to the form that was this, the Golden Age, Black Box, Underground, Most Wanted, Carbon. Well, we could have got a full house of clean laps when I hit the wall there, which was not very impressive, but we still win from miles ahead of everyone else with last man standing. Whoa, that French car that tried to take me out at the start, which I forgot to mention, was only 3rd. I think we saw him before in the circuits race. 625 in the bank. We've unlocked Olympic Square in reverse. This was the same track we did for the first 2 races, but in reverse. And what do we have next? We've got a rookie tournament. But we're going to do that in the next episode because that's all we've got time for. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please make sure to pound that like button, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and I shall see you guys next time. Peace.
Serious.